Alright, here we go. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Okay, how to build new Synchron deck with Duelist. I don't mean to put you on the spot like this, Zach, but I'm excited about this. Okay, so how to build a new Synchron deck with Duelist Nexus. The revolution is here, and suddenly Synchrons are a meta-crushing threat. Zach drops the details on the biggest card from Duelist Nexus and shows you how to build a winning deck with it. Let's go, bro. Wait, how long is this read? 9-minute read? Oh my god, we're here for 10 minutes, bro. This is cool. Okay, so you have, okay. Dueling Nexus is here, and it's a doozy. What does doozy mean? I've always heard that word. I don't know what it means. With a ton of support for themes we know and love, as well as new strategies to try. It's got something for even everyone. Personally, I'm most excited about the Synchro support. The Synchro summoning mechanic always been my favorite. Mine too, bro. All of us together, bro. It's been all of our favorites. Hang on, is it in frame? Hang on, let me move you guys. Let me move you guys. You guys are in the way. You guys are in the way, bro. I'll move you guys over here somewhere. Yeah, okay, so it's not in frame. Hang on, bear with me real quick. Let me just quickly. There we go, that's much better. I had like half the writing off, half the article off, bro. What the hell am I doing? Okay, so okay, let's start again. Okay, so Dueling Nexus is here, and it's a doozy with a ton of support for themes we know and love, as well as new strategies to try. It's got something for everyone. Personally, I'm most excited about Synchro support. The Synchro summoning mechanic's always been my favorite. I also just love Synchro cards. Yusufu's mainstay strategy quietly received a bunch of buffs over the years. With cards like Synchro Overtake. Yeah, when Dama came out, bro, oh my god. It was like one of the best supports ever since the Structure deck. Like, oh my god. The Structure deck gave us Excel Synchro and it gave us Jet Synchron. Like, those are like insane support cards. And then Dama came along and I was like, oh my goodness, that's so good. And Starter Synchron printed as recently as last year. However, 2023 has been the time to be a Synchron duelist, with Assault Synchron debuting in Battle of Legends Monsters Revenge, and now Revolution Synchron in Dune. Can't come soon enough, bro. The new set also brings us Crimson Dragon and smattering of a spell and... What does that word mean, smattering? I've never heard that word before. A spell and trap support. Really giving you the freedom and options to let you build the deck however you want. That's the coolest thing about Synchron decks. There's lots of room for you to flex some personal flair. That's true. That's the cool thing about it. Which is something that's been going on in Warcraft. And I'm like, I just like, you can literally build it any way you want. There's no real right way to do it. You know, the only thing that we can agree on is the amount of bricks you play and how to justify them, right? Because my brick was Mermer, and I've had to like justify it over and over and over and over again. You know, but it's like. It's just how it is, you know. It's that's the cool thing about it. You can have different perspectives, you know. Okay, let me hang on. Let me get out. If you want to summon Majestic Student Star Dragon, you can absolutely do that. If you want to get in touch with your inner signer and summon the new Crimson Dragon, then turn up the here with a Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity. You can do that too. That sequence of the word I messed up on that. If you want to summon a fistful of negations and big bodies while drawing a ton of cards with TG Hyper Librarian, guess what? That's totally fine. That's perfect, Zach. That's perfect. Yeah, because that's basically what you can do. You can do that. So let's just jump in and start with the big question. What does the Synchron deck do? There, that's the entire article. Until next time, Duelist. Okay, you fooled me, bro. I was like, no way that was it, bro. What the fuck? Okay, okay. Okay, so not really. The deck does Synchro Summon, yes, it's really good at it, but it has lots of cool and unique interactions beyond that. Stuff you can really only learn by sleeving up the deck for yourself and giving it a whirl. That said, let's break down the main Synchrons since they're the true core of the strategy. Starting off, a card so notorious it was even forbidden in the previous formats. Little guy. Oh yeah, I forgot this guy. I keep forgetting this guy used to be banned. That's wild. Damn, Assault's only $7 now? Dude, it started like at 50, $40. That's wild, bro. That's wild. My brick does not have the 2-card combo, bro. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Jet Synchron is a level 1 tuner, and when it's in the graveyard, you can special summon it by discarding a card at the price of banishing it when it leaves the field. The best part is that it's effectively 2 tuners in 1 card. That kind of efficiency is a recurring theme in this deck, and you'll always want to maximize the number of tuners you have. I mean, naturally, you're forced into this, because the issue with Pure is that you have too many tuners. So you it's good that we have good tuners, like we have Jet, we have Revolution, we have Stardust, but we need better non-tuners. That's the thing. Like Converter's an insane one for Pure. Double is an insane one for Pure, but you can't really play those in the adventure build. You know what I mean? Because you're seeing inconsistencies because Doppel and Converter do not mix well with Adventure. You know what I mean? And yeah, you want to avoid that. But yeah. Jet Synchron being a level 1 is huge as your main Synchro extender is a level 5 monster. Next up, BLMR's Assault Synchron. There was a ton of hype surrounding this card when Monster's Revenge hit the shelves. And while it hasn't found its time in the spotlight yet, the new support in Dune may catapult it to the top. You can summon Assault Synchron from your hand and take 700 damage, which really isn't much for what this card allows. While it's on the field from that summon, you can only Synchro summon. Hang on, let me just freaking. I think I need to highlight this. I'm like, yeah, I think I'll read it like this. It'll be much better. So you can be careful, but once you tune it away for a Synchro summon, that restriction goes away. So I mean, it's not too restrictive because you can splash it in almost anything, which is pretty cool. Here, okay, so and the really cool part is if Assault Synchron's in the graveyard, when a Dragon Synchro monster is distributed or banished, you can banish the Synchron to summon that dragon back. Cool, bro. We've seen interesting uses for that. I've been running Bista Synchro deck where I'll often tribute Excel Stardust Synchro Dragon. Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon to Synchro summon, then bring back Excel. There are all sorts of cool niche uses for this effect, making it a must-have in this strategy. Yeah, at the very least, because I've been asked do you need Revolution to play the deck? And I said no. You can manage without it. It's just that it gives you that extra extender. You know what I mean? It is useful, but you can manage without it. You can. But if you end up going into the mirror match, you I mean, I'm assuming there's a bunch of mirror matches. You're gonna be like, oh damn, I wish I had that too. and then you know who's from New Domino City and who's from Satellite, bro. That's so funny, man. That's so funny. Satellite's Stardust Synchron is next. The level 4 tuner with a couple of really interesting abilities. Its level makes it handy for bigger Synchro summons, and its first effect lets you special summon it from your hand or graveyard by tributing a monster, but it's banished when it leaves the field. Do you know what's crazy? Revolution doesn't have that. It doesn't get banished. That's pretty wild. Can you imagine if Revolution was a light or dark? Bro, that'd be wild. The second effect lets you search your deck for a spell or trap that card that mentions Stardust Dragon in its text. The big card most players The big card most players searches a Stardust Illumination, which is essentially a full disperio for any Stardust monster in your deck. Or if you control a Stardust Dragon, you can special summon the monster instead. You can even banish Illumination from the graveyard to increase or decrease the level of a Stardust monster by 1. Leaning card into flexible Synchro summons. Yeah, level modulating for Synchros is insane. It's like a subtlety that most don't understand how important it is and how crucial it can be. But we know. we know. Another card that gets paired with Stardust Synchron is Stardust Trail. It's a level 4 dragon, and you can special summon it from the graveyard with whenever you tribute a monster. And when you use it as a Synchro material, as a Stardust when you use it to Synchro summon a Stardust monster, you can special summon a Stardust token, free non-tuners to use as a Synchro material, as always useful. Yeah, that like she's a 3-mat non-tuner. Off Illumination, the token she leaves behind, and when she revives herself, which is huge, which is essentially what Tengu is trying to do. Last up is Revolution Synchron, the all-new member of the family, fresh out of Dueling Nexus. It's crazy because he's the newest one, and he's like a baby, right? It makes sense. He's the newest Synchron, and he's like a baby. That's pretty wild. If you're looking to Synchro summon a level 7 or higher, a level 7 or 8 dragon monster, you can use Revolution from your hand as a material, already busted. Then if it is in your graveyard, you can then if it's in your graveyard and you control a level 7 or higher Synchro. You know, this is reminding me of when I'm doing reaction reviews and I'm constantly editing out and doing it like, oh my god, I gotta reread it. This is live, bro. This is pretty embarrassing. You can mill the top card of your deck, special summon the Synchron as a level 1 tuner, and then it's banished when it leaves the field. Wait, Zach. Hang on, I'm pretty sure it doesn't get banished. Am I wrong? Am I wrong here? Yeah, it doesn't get banished, Zach. It's okay, we caught it here. It's okay. No stress. Where did I leave off? Free token, then you can mail. Okay, yeah. Okay, so you can mail the top card of the deck, special summon it, then banish when it leaves the field. Okay, this card generally changes how the deck works. If you draw it alongside something like Ride, you can do your full combo and add protection to secure your field more than later. Yeah, that's the cool thing about that one. The other cards to note are things like tuning. Spell that searches for any Synchron tuner and mills a card. The fact that you can go one card combo, tuning, search jet, mill enchantress is the best. It's kind of like tuning, search junk, mill double, insane. From there, you have a variety of the best Synchro monsters the deck can make. They're extremely varied and have a lot of cool effects. I'll only mention the most important ones. Cards you might not be familiar with, but are the backbone of the strategy. For sure, these two are insane. Jet, more so because of Overtake, not necessarily because of what it does, but it does come up. And Speeder is just MVP. It gave the deck an identity. Like any Synchro deck or any Synchron deck, you think of Speeder. And before, it wasn't that. Before, it was just TG formula and draw and just draw. Like TG was the icon for any Synchron deck before Speeder, which was wild. I mean, it's intimidating, so I guess, that makes sense. Junk Speeder is a level 5 monster that on summon, special summons as many Synchron tuners from your deck as possible. Yeah, you're getting them all out at once. It locks you into Synchro monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, but that's a small price to pay for a ton of free monsters. That is true, bro. We don't mind being locked. We don't mind, bro. We don't mind. Next up is Jet Warrior. You'll usually reveal it for Synchro Overtake, so you can summon Jet Synchron from your deck. From the deck, but it actually does have useful effects. On summon, you can return a monster your opponent controls from your controls to their hand. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So it's a card, Zach. This returns a card. And then what are they about? Which is always nice for board control. Then if it's in the grave, you can tribute a level 2 or lower monster and bring it back in defense position in defense. Overall, it's not terribly common to summon it, but it's nice to have in your arsenal. Of course, it's not, you don't always summon it, but it's good to have it there. Like it's if you guys remember in the level eater days, well, we would set the level eater, tribute the level eater because the effect is not applied, because like level eater has an effect where you can't tribute it unless it's for a tribute summon. But it doesn't work with Jet Warrior because it's an effect. So you would set the level eater, tribute it, and then special the Jet Warrior, and then level the Jet Warrior. It was pretty cool. Can you imagine that now, bro? Can you? Oh my god! I don't even want to start. Excel Synchrons, another level 5 that you almost always play. Sending any Synchron from your deck to the graveyard and changing its level according to set monster's level. Then during your opponent's turn, you can Synchro summon with it as a material, which is always a good thing to be able to do. That's the main rundown of cards you might not be overly familiar with. So that when you're reading the next section, you at least have a general idea of what in the heck I'm talking about. That's the thing. Whenever I get messages regarding this deck and how they're new to the deck, I'm like, that it's overwhelming, but you won't get over it until you start, because like it is overwhelming because you're like, oh, I don't know what this does. Like it's a lot of information, you know. So like, how do you start? And you know, it can be overwhelming, but like any other deck, that's how it is. But it's the fact, but this deck in particular, the sequencing is so vast that it's like, bro. Yeah. What does Synchron deck look like? Okay, earlier I said the deck can be built in any way you see fit. That's definitely true, but I wanted to show you where I'm at so far, taking inspiration from. Oh, let's do shout out, bro. Let's go. I'll do some wolf. This guy's genuine Synchron guru and loves to showcase interesting ways to play the strategy. Hanko's even covered this deck in its articles before, since the guy really revs it up in style. Check him out. Awesome. Thank you, Zach, bro. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Here's my take on the deck so far. I'm using the Adventure Token Engine for free level 4 monsters and extenders, as well as a ton of hand traps for defense. The way when you're when you're drawing cards off with TG, they're more often useful than not. It's less of an extreme combo deck and much more of a mid-range focus. Here it is. Yeah, it's the same way Donex is viewing it, as a mid-range deck. Like he just has the bare minimum and a bunch of hand traps. Like that's the cool thing about it. You can do it either way. It's so cool. Alright, so 2 Assault, 2 Rev, 2 Jet, 2 Stardust, 1 Trail, 1 Entrenchers, 3 Remon Tengu. I like Remon Tengu. Going second, you have to play 1 for 1 though. If you play Remon Tengu, you have to play 1 for 1. Because that's basically another overtake. And you want to increase the chances of opening an overtake and Tengu. Especially going second. 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Nibiru. Fateful, Dracoback, 3 Tuning, 3 Overtake, 1 Illumination, 1... Oh, you are playing 1 for 1. Nice. 1 Call with the Grave, Foolish Barrier, 3 Right, 2 Triple Tactics. Yeah, that's fair. And then 3 Impermanence. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty solid. Then you have Bestial, Baron, Crystal Wing, Excel, Stardust, Omega, Black Rose. I love Black Rose. I really want to play Black Rose. Yeah, it just seems so good. Like the fact that you can go summon Tengu response, bro. Nothing. Okay. A Rev, Tengu, nuke the board. Chain 1, Chain 2. Okay. Activate right. That's so good. That's so good, bro. Ancient Fairy Dragon. Ancient Fairy. Interesting, Ancient Fairy. I guess there's ways you can summon Tengu from your hand with this, which is not it's pretty good. It's like a utility. Stardust Charge, TG, Jet Warrior, XL, Junk, Herald, Formula Synchron. Yeah. Okay, so the formula gets much better because of Black Rose. Because you can, like, if there's gonna be times where you're gonna want to like simplify the game state where you have hand traps and you're like, oh, I can just make a Black Rose setup. So you Black Rose setup with hand traps and then you hopefully capitalize the following turn. You know what As you can see, this deck is all about Synchro summoning. There are so many interesting combos with the deck that you can do, but I'll go over the bread and butter combos later on. The adventure token engine is nothing short of incredible here, providing you with free non-tuner monsters to use in your combos, with one being a negation if your hand is just what. What's this? Oh, nice already. Thank you, bro. I'm telling you, Leo, I might be reaching, but tuners high with wheel synchron works, and it really adds resilience to the deck. Tuners high. I think we'll go over it right now. Thank you, though. Appreciate it. Rider of Mercier, Water Enchantress, Wandering Griffin Rider, and the supporting spell cards are fantastic here. There's also a lot of great flow. Did you know that flow is wolf backwards? I'm just saying, bro. In the deck with 12 defensive cards, letting you grind out games for the long haul. Sometimes you're going to have to play out the game card by card and try to just to make something stick, because your plans fall apart. But this build can handle it. Yeah, exactly. You might also be curious about Reborn Tango. That's Elder 7's special, giving you three more non-tuners monsters for the price of one. This card literally defined the game years ago and linchpin of the Tengu plant deck back in 2011. It largely facilitates the same goal in the current Synchron strategy, ensuring a consistent presence on the field. Exactly, yeah. So for the most part, this is meant to increase the chances of opening up that 1 and 4. You know what I mean? If you don't open an adventure, because opening up Synchrons and hand traps is doesn't fulfill anything. So I wanted to increase the resiliency of going second. So although it's not necessarily needed for going first, it's more so for when you go second and you have this like the option of go summon Tengu or start with an adventure. They interact with your token, right? And you have access to Jet. Then okay, it's fine. They'll interact there. Then you can go summon Tengu. They interact there. Okay, how you interact with that there? And then it's a very peculiar way they have to interact with Jet, because they have to banish it or return it to the deck. You know what I mean? And if they didn't interact with Faithful, then you have Faithful to discard the Jet later on to then pitch for Jet and get it on the field that way. You know what I mean? So that's the reason Tengu was implemented in the first place. Because I just hated the fact how vulnerable the token was at times, where I would have the token as my only synchro fodder to make speeder, and I'm like, oh my, this is so annoying. And then I was like, wait, Tengu seems like pretty good, because if you think about it, at the time I was playing Yazi, so what happened was you would go summon Tengu, tribute for Stardust, special Stardust, effective Stardust, Search Illuminations, Tengu's float. And then you have Yazi there, right? Because you Illumination, send Trail, you reduce the level of Stardust, you make a 7, you go Yazi, it's untargetable. So then you flow into your last Tengu, you Yazi pop, you flow into Memor, and that's essentially speeder, because you get through it through Excel, which is the cool thing about it, which is what I really liked about Tengu. What's the bread and butter combo for Synchron? There are infinite variables to consider when you sleeve up this deck. And when you draw your 5 cards, it could seem overwhelming. It's true. When you consider the draws from TG Hyper Librarian, the mills, and everything that can happen with your cards. The decision trees can get absurdly large. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you deal with absolutes with this deck, you kind of can't do that, because the options you have are just so many options. The only predictable sequence is getting to speeder. You know, after that, you can take it wherever you want, bro. That's the cool thing about it. That's why it's so exciting. You know. With that in mind, here's the most basic 2-card combo right in Jet Synchron. Activate Ride, summon your adventure token, and placing the Faithful Adventure on the field. Normal summon Jet Synchron, add Dracoback, Dracoback to your hand. Activate Faithful, Searching Wandering Rider, Griffin Rider. Wait, what the hell? Activate Faithful, search Griffin, and discard your Dracoback. And then equip it to your token. Summon Griffin Rider and synchro with the Jet into Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon. Use Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon and summon back Jet. Activate Excel, attributing it to summon Stardust Dragon, and tune the token and Jet Synchron into Junk Speeder, summoning it in the extra monster zone. Speeder's immune to card effects thanks to Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon. Activate Junk Speeders to summon 4 Synchrons, 1 each Assault, Jet, Revolution, and Stardust. Activate Stardust Synchron to search Illumination. Synchro summon Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon with Junk Speeder and Revolution. Activate Illumination. Oh, yeah. So, Zach, I got you there, bro. I got you. Illumination. Summon Stardust Trail from the deck. Synchro summon Bishop Dispatter with Stardust Dragon and Assault. Synchro summon Siphon Lord Omega with Stardust Synchron and Stardust Trail. Activate Omega, banishing a card from your opponent's hand. Activate Dispatter, summoning Omega, then use it again to banish a second card. Tribute Dispatter to summon Stardust Synchron from the graveyard. Banish Assault Synchron. Activate the effect of Trail. Summon itself. Summon Dispatter with Assault Synchron's effect. Synchro summon XL Synchron using Trail and Jet Synchron. Special summon a Stardust token. Activate XL Synchron, sending Stardust Synchron from the deck to the graveyard, and increasing its level by 9. Synchro summon into Baron with the token and XL. That gives you 3 interactions: Baron de Fleur negation, Dispatter negation by shuffling their banishing card, and Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon's negation, as well as lingering Stardust Synchron, its banish, as well as a lingering Stardust Synchron. A lingering Stardust Synchron. The banished side from Lord Omega and loaded graveyard, all with just 2 cards. I know, 2 cards is insane. Heaven forbid you draw extenders, you'll continue to extend even further. Another cool aspect of the combo is that you can do the same basic thing with Revolution, since it can fill its in as a 2 tuners. The only difference is that your Junk Speeder won't be completely immune to card effects for the turn, which it was in the basic play thanks to XL's Synchro Stardust Dragon. Once you start including TG Hyper Librarian in combos, things can get crazier. You really have to shuffle up the deck and see what happens, because there are so many cool lines that I can't even begin to name them all here. For example, you could wait to summon Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon in the combo and just summon Bishop Dispatter, then do the loop, the mega loop, summon the token by taking the other lines and make Librarian to draw. I'll be posting some sample hands and combos on YouTube in the future, so be on the lookout. Nice, let's go, Zach. That's the gist of the deck for you, but make sure to check out my channel for more of this week, as well as Leo's, since he's a synchro summoning savant. I say servant, bro. Let me know over on Twitter what you're most excited for in Dueling Nexus. I'm eager to hear from you, and good luck to anyone playing the remote duo extravaganza this weekend as well. It should be really fun. Nice article, Zach, bro. Nice. Okay. Okay, cool. Awesome. That's cool, bro. That's cool. Nice. That's a cool article. It was broken down quite nicely.